What's up, guys? Today we got a special episode. We're going to talk about don't believe everything you hear. And nowadays, you can't believe everything you see. Guys, it's your boy Clint. This is the Tile 3 Podcast. All right, guys. So my dad had this saying all the time that he really emphasized with me very young, and it was, "Don't believe everything you hear. Unless you see something for yourself, then you can't believe it." And I lived by that, except in a lot of situations, probably. But when I was very young, we moved to Arizona, and my dad had this restaurant. It's called Clint's Cafe, and I was about 4 or 5 years old. I can't remember exactly. And anybody out there, like when you were a kid, have somebody tell you something, like a figure, an adult, or somebody who you thought knew everything, because we all do when we're that young, and they told you something and you believed it for way too long in your life. Till the point where everybody else knew this thing or whatever, but you didn't, and then you found out way too late and you realize what kind of a fucking idiot you've been this whole time. Well, that happened to me at this restaurant. And again, my dad had this restaurant called Clint's Cafe. It was like a truck stop. So all these truckers would come in and they'd laugh and talk with me. I'd be sitting on the bar stool. My dad was a single dad, so I was with him all the time. And I would be sitting there, and once in a while I'd go like grab a dirty glass off a table. I'd bring it to my dad. I like to help him out, and whenever I could. So I looked up to him a lot, and I still do. And so there was this big monster biker dude that hung out in the restaurant all the time. His name was Mel. Balding, long hair, big rough dude, tattoos, kind of dirty all the time. And he goes, Clint, come here. So I walk up to Mel. Mel's like, "Yo, you got to tell your dad you need a paycheck." And I'm like, "What's a paycheck?" And he goes, just go tell your dad you need a paycheck. So I'm like, okay. I walk over to my dad. I'm like, "Hey, Dad," like tug on him. He's like, "Yeah, Clint, what do you need?" I said, "Dad, I need a paycheck." And he looked at me and he's like this look. He didn't say what the fuck, but he had that look on his face, right? And he looks over at Mel. Mel's laughing his ass off, slapping his leg. So my dad goes, "Okay, I'll get you a paycheck." So he goes into his office, comes back out, hands me a piece of paper, says $5 on it, his signature at the bottom right-hand corner, and the left corner said paycheck. Well, at that age, I didn't really understand anything that was on this piece of paper, and to me, it was exactly that. It was a fucking piece of paper. So I look at the thing, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk over to Mel, and I hand it to him, and I say, "Here, I got a paycheck. What do I do now?" Mel says, "Oh, you got to cash it." So I go, how am I supposed to I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, "This is worth $5." I said, "Yeah, but it's not $5." He goes, yeah, here, I'll show you." So he takes a piece of paper, folds it in half, folds it in quarters, throws it in his jeans pocket, pulls out of his jeans pocket a $5 fucking bill, hands me the $5 bill. From that point until I was probably, way too fucking old, I believed that that's how you cash checks. And it wasn't until I went into the bank with my dad and I have this smirk on my face when I'm probably 11 or 12, 13 years old, walking into the bank knowing that he's going to hand it to the cashier. She's going to put it in her pocket and pull out the cash that he wants. We walk up to the teller. He puts the check on the counter. She grabs it. She leaves it there. She pulls out a drawer. She pulls out the cash and hands the cash to my dad. And my mind was fucking blown. At that instant, I realized I was an idiot. All that time, I believed that that's how you cashed a check. That Mel was going to come around the corner with his fucking big ass and put that check in his pocket and pull out the cash. But that's not the case. So my point is, as children, we tend to believe people who are in authority. We tend to believe things that we see on TV. We tend to believe things that we watch on Instagram. And if we have any respect for the people that we're watching, the things that come out of their mouth are taken to be extremely true. We've become a society that likes to regurgitate information as fast as possible. So I urge you, my friends, when you're looking at videos, when you're looking at social media, when you're looking at any information out there, take your time and learn how to sift through the bullshit. Even when you look at my posts, my information that I'm sharing with you, this very podcast, it is not for the intention for you to replicate what I do. It's for the intention that you take this information and it somehow inspires you to create your own shit. Be an artist, not a plagiarist. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the love out there, all the questions we're getting. We're going to answer them very, very soon. Like, subscribe, follow, what the fuck ever, comment, all that good shit. Are you still here? Get the fuck back to work.